Oh crikey, what have we got here? It seems to be the elusive eVGA X58 3X SLI motherboard. As outlined 16 times on the packaging, it does support SLI technology. And you can also see, if you look really close at the small writing on the back, it supports Crossfire X. So we're going to be doing an unboxing on this motherboard and showing you all the cool accessories that come with it, and stay tuned. So I've never opened up this board before either. I'll be as surprised as you by what's inside. Here we have a rich accessory package including a visual guide to your new X58 SLI motherboard. This is actually pretty cool. It gives you some neat information like which are your primary memory channels, so you want to use the green slots first and then the black ones. It also shows you what all of the headers and ports and buttons are for on the motherboard itself, and it gives you a super zoomed in view including some instructions on how to install all the components on your board and get set up. Also present in the box for the eVGA X58 3X SLI motherboard is a manual, a driver CD, which normally wouldn't even be worth a mention, but this one does include eVGA's new Elite overclocking utility, so you can actually overclock theoretically very well in a Windows environment, which is great. You've got your usual cables, some SATA cables, IDE, and then you've got these back I/O plate adapters. You got FireWire, USB, and a serial adapter if you're actually still using that with your $400 X58 motherboard. An I/O shield, and you've got a tri-SLI and a dual SLI bridge. So next up is the motherboard. eVGA's X58 motherboard includes a lot of really good features, particularly for enthusiasts and overclockers, such as the speaker and reset power and clear CMOS switches all being right there on the board. You've also got right angle SATA connectors over on this side, which means that it's not going to interfere with any full-length graphics cards. They've completely redesigned the cooling solution on this board, so you have a south bridge, north bridge kind of cooler here, which hopefully with the new redesigned fan will improve on the fan noise of previous eVGA motherboards. And then you can see that it's completely disconnected, maybe you can't see that, from the MOSFET cooler, which is very shiny, which means that if you were to water cool the north bridge and the south bridge, you wouldn't necessarily have to remove the MOSFET cooler like you would with a lot of modern motherboards. Now, on the back panel, you can see eVGA has given special attention to enthusiasts with a clear CMOS button, as well as including a legacy PS2 keyboard port, which is great for overclocking because sometimes USB ports are not recognized correctly as soon as a PS2 port for making BIOS adjustments. Last but not least, you've got your CPU socket for your Core i7 CPU and 6 memory slots for up to 12 gigs of memory. So to close out this unboxing and sort of product spotlight on the eVGA X58 motherboard, we are going to play Motherboard Frisbee. So if I could get the cameraman to go low!